Hello everybody, Guys the Pirate here, and welcome back to another commentary video. Now today, I've got some more Crysis 3 multiplayer beta gameplay for you, simply because this was one of the few games where I did sort of well in, I guess would be the better way of saying it, because, as you know, I'm not real good at shooters at all, or any kind of game, or multiplayer game, or anything like that. I'm not perfectly great at it. I'm not very good at English either, as you can probably tell by that really incoherent sentence. But moving on, this video will be a little bit longer simply because the gameplay I recorded was fairly decent, as I said, and I want to use as much of that as I can. So let's get straight into it. I've got a few things to cover as well as the topic I wanted to talk about, and that topic is something that I've touched on several times already since I've been making videos, so you're probably going to be sick of hearing it from me already, but I wanted to look deeper into self-esteem, and the fact why I wanted to do that is simply because I think self-esteem is a big problem in the world today, and it has been for many years, at least in the modern era. And I know plenty of people personally who have low self-esteem. I have had friends who have low self-esteem. I've had family members. I've had even myself. I had fairly low self-esteem for a while. And I want to talk about like what would be causing that and some ways on how to maybe deal with that. So I suppose the first main obvious reason or cause for low self-esteem today is simply the high expectations society puts, particularly on younger people, to look a certain way. And I've discussed it over and over again, even back when I discussed in my video, guys have self-esteem issues too. Yes, it's a strange thing, believe it or not. Where basically in the media you would see guys, male celebrities with big six-pack abs, huge arms, and people who are just physically fit, and the same with girls in that they would be thin, air quote, healthy, and have the right figure and all this stuff, which a lot of it is artificial and plastic, don't get me wrong on that. And you get that into some young people's heads, but what they don't realize is that a lot of people, because we're all individuals, we all have a different genetic makeup, all of us are going to look different. We're all going to be different height, weight, size, shape. We can't all be the same as the people who are depicted on the media. And I think the problem with that is some people, when they have low self-esteem, they don't tend to see that. They see that what they see on the screen is what they feel they're expected to look like, and that is in many cases impossible because it's not what their body is genetically made to look like. They're meant to look the way they are, and I think it's a really bad time that some people embrace that. They need to realize that, hey, we're individuals for a reason. That includes how we look, and we really do need to embrace that. It's all about loving yourself, not to the point of being cocky and putting everyone down to make yourself feel better. It's simply a case of thinking, what about myself can I love? And compliment yourself every day, whether it's on something on a way you look. Say example, you get up in the morning, you've had your shower, and your hair looks great. You could always compliment yourself and go, hey, my hair is looking good today, I'm happy with this. Or say you realize that you've got decent eyes, you could compliment yourself on that. And it's just finding those little things to compliment yourself on, at least one a day, to remind yourself that, hey, you are worth it, and that doesn't, just because you might not look like someone on TV, does not necessarily mean you are not worth as much as they are, because let's face it, they would have had their life troubles just as much as you would have. Same goes for knowledge or academic scores or something like that. We're not all meant to be super scientists, you know, we're not all meant to be top A-grade students. Some of us, academics aren't the great thing for us. Some of us are better with, say, practical things like engineering, or some of us are better with art, but we might not be as good in, say, maths, if you get what I mean. You know, we all have our own different talents. Like for me, I'm not too bad an English student, but when it comes to maths, no. no, I'm not real great at maths at all, which is reflected in some of my scores. I'll score higher in some classes than I will in others, and that's where I know that I'm not too great at. But a way of overcoming that would be realizing, hey, I may need a little bit of help with this at school. It's no reason to slack off, is basically what I'm saying. You can always seek help and try to improve. You do the best you can. You improve what you can, and just get to a level that you're happy with. And say if you're a C grade student, that's not a bad thing. But say you want to set a goal that you want to achieve a B. You want to move your grades up a lot higher. You set that small goal and work towards it. Whether it's a simple case of getting C plus and then B, and then moving up even further if you want to. It's all about setting yourself goals and sticking to them. And you'll be surprised of how much better you feel when you accomplish something. When you accomplish something, it's so great. It really is. And as a way, like, I noticed that with my English. Now, as I've stated, I was a horrible public speaker this time last year, until I started YouTube. I had low self-esteem, and I decided it's about time I try something new, which is what I did. I got into YouTube. I thought, let's try and get myself noticed. I want to be known by people. I want people to recognize what I do and basically do well at whatever I choose. And so with YouTube, I got into commentating, and as a result, my public speaking got a lot better. I got a lot better at structuring talks or speeches, whatever you want to call them. I got much better at staying coherent and not saying and pausing all the time. I do it a little bit, but I am only human. And that then translated into my school, and I achieved a high grade for a public speech. It was the first proper public talk I'd done at school in maybe 2 or 3 years, and I nailed it simply because I did something about it. I thought, this is something I'm really nervous about. I'm going to be up in front of all these people. They're all going to be looking at me. I'm going to feel like absolute crap. Oh wait, I can work on this. Anything can be worked on if you put your mind to it. And that's what I'm saying. If you feel you don't look so great, well, you can always put in the effort. You can always choose to go for a walk each day, which is what I do. I walk to and from school each day, and that just keeps me relatively active. I do a little bit of this here and there. My eating could be a lot better, mind you, but it's all about doing simple things. If your academic scores are not what you want them to be, you set a goal to match that score that you want, and basically put in the effort. Put in the effort is the best thing I can recommend for you all. If you work for something, if you put your mind to it, there is no limit to what you can achieve. You just set your mind to it. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I thought I'd never be able to do this YouTube stuff. I thought I would never pull it off. Now that I actually put the effort into it, I'm up to 145 subscribers. I could never have dreamed that. That's 145 people wanting to watch my stuff, wanting to hear me speak. And I'm saying that can happen to anyone. It doesn't have to be YouTube. It can be drawing. It can be schooling. It can be exercise or sporting. It doesn't matter. If you set your mind to something that you're passionate about and keep the effort into it, you will succeed. And as a result, your self-esteem will go up. But as long as you can acknowledge that you have that potential, you won't get anywhere until you recognize that potential. Don't be too modest. If someone is going to compliment you, accept the compliment. Accept it. That is one thing I can't stress. People don't seem to be able to accept compliments these days. Accept them, but don't let them go to your head. Make sure you compliment others as well, because for all you know, they could be suffering self-esteem issues as well, and you want to help them stay on top of their lives. And it goes a case. You help people as they help you. It all pays off in the end. So tomorrow or whenever after you see this video, the next day, make sure you go out to someone and tell at least someone one good thing about them. Go and compliment them on one good thing about them, and you would be surprised on how much that can make someone feel better. You would not believe it can make someone's day. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I am going to do some different stuff with my channel a bit later, because I've been told some of you guys are a little bored of what I've been doing, so I plan to bring that all to you soon. As always, come along and like my Facebook page, where there will be plenty of updates as I get back into it. Leave this video a like and a comment if you enjoyed it. feel free to share it to any friends who you feel might need some sort of motivational boost with their self-esteem, because if I can help at least one person with this video, it'll make everything so much worth it. But anyway, that's enough from me. Guys, a pirate out. Bye.